Alright, now this part may seem a little weird, and it is, but bear with me. We need to worry about whether the bodice to dress seam matches when we zip this up. Now a good way to do that, a good trick, is to put the garment right sides together like this, right sides together. Notice I have the wrong side up, they're right sides together, and we're going to go down the line, make sure everything is lined up. In fact, I'm going to put some pins in so that we can be sure that the where the zipper meets that bodice to dress seam line, that it matches and there's no fooling around with it. Now I've pinned this together. This is just temporary. Notice it looks like I was going to sew it, the zipper itself that I applied already, but the one side is already in there. It's in there. See? Okay. Now, the reason I did that was I want to make sure that when we go down the other side, that the seam of the bodice and the dress bottom, which is right here, right, my thumb is right there, that they match. Now, how do we make sure that they match? Well, we already have this one installed, so we know that. Now, we're going to make sure we want these seams to be down in the at the bodice to dress line, and I'm going to draw a little line on the zipper I've already applied right there, so that when we put the other one on, you'll be able to see whether it matches or not. Put a mark on the zipper that's been installed at that seam line. It's right there, and it will match up there. Now I'm going to add, but we'll see, I'm going to try something here to see if it makes it easier by closing the zipper. Okay, as you've seen, I've closed the zipper. I didn't close it up all the way. I just closed it up at that, so it reached that seam line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mark right there at the place where I had my original mark, so I know that that is where they should match. By the way, obviously I'm using contrasting fabric here. If you're using a dark or a black or something like that, you can do this with a you can mark on here with like a piece of chalk or soap or something. It's just a thing so that you can, when you're actually adding the other side, everything works in terms of these this seam line, because you want when the garment is actually finished and closed, you want that seam line to match in the back. That looks very professional. If they don't match, it's not going to look right. Alright, now to install the other side, let's just take it step by step. Put the right side of the fabric together so you can see the wrong side is up on this side. Where it's installed, it's also on the wrong side. Okay. Then fold this back so that the right side, which has not been installed, shows. And you're gonna actually apply the zipper just as you did over here on this side. And I'll show you that in a second. Now it should look something like this when you do it. Notice that it's still the back of the zipper, the wrong side is up, the right side's been applied, it's installed properly. Now we take this side here, this one here, the one that's free, and we're going to run this up to the top, and we're going to apply it just like we did with the other one, right side of the zipper to the right side of the garment, and just as we did it, we're going to put the teeth right on the seam line all the way up, and we'll check it looks like it's going to be okay. We'll see in a minute whether that's okay, but it looks like it's going to be. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pin it down. So remember, we turned it out. You can actually see the line. See the line? So you know you're working on the right side to get this done. We're going to do that now, and then we'll sew it up. I haven't pinned it all the way up, but something I like to do, again, because I want to make sure that those seams match, is you can see the seam mark I made on the zipper right here. And here's the seam itself. So I've pinned it so that the line matches that seam line, and that should work all the way up. We'll find out when I pin it, but it looks to me like that's going to be okay. So a couple of pins there, just verify and double check, and then go up and down on the rest of your pins. Okay, I've pinned everything, and just a couple things. We did start at the seam. I did pin up once, and it wasn't perfect, probably because I just didn't have it secured well enough to the line, because it was wrong at the top, and I want that zipper stop up the top also to hit that line that we drew. So what I did was I had to repin it, and to get it all so that it matched properly. We get all the way down, and we're still where we should be at the seam. Now, like we did on the other side, you get down as close as you can, well, relatively close to the zipper pull itself, but I would stop about an inch or so before, just for ease of when you're closing it and so on. We're going to close it later, but you can do it that way. But you can see it's free, and again, it's upside down. Right sides are together. So we're going to put it on the zipper foot again. And remember, if you don't have a zipper foot, you can use a regular. I'm sorry, if you don't have an invisible zipper foot, you can use a regular zipper foot. Just try to get it as close to the line. You'll see a line there. There's a line. The second part of the zipper has now been pinned in, and you can see it's still with the right side down to the right side of the opposite part of the garment. And again, the teeth are right on that seam line, the drawn seam line. I don't know if you can see that, but it's in there. Right down there, all the way down. Here's where the bodice and the skirt meet. Notice the mark put there. Looks like it's going to match okay. And then all the way down, all the way down, all the way here, all the way to the top. And the last part of it is the zipper stop for the zipper is 3/4 of an inch from the top, as recommended. I don't know if you can me. It's right there. There's the mark. I made the mark there, and it goes down here. So, you can feel that in, and we are now ready to sew it. So I would recommend, when you're actually putting this together, that first of all, make sure that you're on the right side. Make sure that those teeth are on the line. See, there's the line. Make sure they're on there. Right side of the zipper to the right side of the fabric. We're going to sew along this little line here with the invisible zipper foot. There's a little piece of, like a thread, you can see there. It's going to get very, very close. You can, again, as I mentioned earlier, you can do it with a regular zipper foot. An invisible zipper foot is a lot easier to work with because it has these channels, which I will show you in a still photo. But basically, we're going to just go down the line like that. We're just going to go all the way down and finish it. Now,